Good morning, y'all. We made it to Friday. Thank God. And God got a little something up his sleeve for tomorrow. More on that in a little bit. Let's talk about all the liars in D.C. in the 47th administration. Started with Christy No. Yeah. Head of Homeland Security. All the fake hair and the big old eyelashes. You can barely see her eyes. All this black is caked up in there. Yeah. Evidently, she can't hear too well either. Or she's just a straight up liar. I'll let y'all decide. Here's the story. At her press conference, U.S. Senator, Democrat Alex Padilla, he's brown. He's not white. He approaches her and says, "I'm U.S. Senator Alex Padilla and I have a question." She didn't like that. Or maybe she thought he was one of them criminal, illegal immigrants. Anyway, the authorities there told him to get on the ground, face down. Put your hands behind your back. He was arrested. For what exactly? I don't know. Later on, Miss Christie, she gave a press conference. She said he didn't identify himself. Lie. The video clearly has him saying, "I'm U.S. Senator Alex Padilla and I have a question." Doesn't that identify himself? Then, come on now. Later on, Christie gonna come out and say, "I had a, in air quotes, great conversation with Senator Padilla." Yeah, okay. Didn't quite go into specifics though. She also added, but his approach was inappropriate. The fuck? Is it appropriate to lie to the American people in your press conference when you say he didn't identify himself when he clearly did? Which is inappropriate, y'all? Lying to the American people or going to one of the representatives of your federal government and saying, "I'm so-and-so and I have a question"? Which is inappropriate? I'll let y'all decide. Let me know in the comments. Now, Velveeta Voldemort, he got caught in a lie too. He keeps saying that deal with China over the U.S. rare minerals and the computer chips is a done deal. China downplaying that, according to the New York Times. Which, by the way, have you noticed in the New York Times, when they report on he who shall not be named, they refer to him as Mr. Trump. Yeah, they don't refer to him as president. Another nickname that, well, he can't really be upset with it because that is your name. But anyway, New York Times reported that China is saying, well, as far as that deal, that's a done deal. They're downplaying it. They said what they are going to do is they'll let reasonable licenses from their Chinese companies send over some rare earth minerals to us. They're just not going to let everybody send them. No. It has to be, in air quotes, reasonable. Which means they can say no all day, every day. Okay? So, yeah, that's not the lie. The lie again comes from Donnie Two Dogs. Because he's going to say, "Oh, yes, a done deal. And we also let them know that all the Chinese students can come to America and to the universities to study and learn. And here's the lie, which I've always been for." No, the fuck you haven't. Just a few weeks ago, you was like, "Y'all gotta leave. I don't want any Chinese students here learning nothing." Lie. Now, Velveeta Voldemort also got stung a little bit in the court system. Gavin Newsom, California governor, he went to court, rightfully so, and said, hey, he took over the National Guard. He's not supposed to do that. And he sent them to California, to LA. He's also sending some Marines. Okay. Judge ruled, you're right, Governor Newsom. He exceeded his authority when he sent the National Guard. That's something the governor's supposed to do. But, well, and I kind of agree with this. Judge said, he can send the Marines if he wants to. He is the commander-in-chief, and that's over the military. Marines are part of the U.S. military. Okay? But last I heard, and y'all correct me in the comments, the Marines ain't there yet. What's taking so long? Because I thought when the commander-in-chief gave an order, y'all jumped right on it and got in there and did what you had to do. So let me know, did they ever make it to California? Now, let's talk a little bit more about the illegal use of the National Guard. Because you see, they were arresting people in California, in LA. They weren't supposed to. They don't have any arrest authority. Even their commander came out and made a statement. We can't arrest anybody. The commander did state this. What we did do is we detained some people and we waited for the police to come, and then we handed them over to the police. Detain and arrest, it's just semantics. You arrested people. So any of y'all that got arrested by the National Guard in LA, make sure you get a good attorney. Hell, you can get one fresh out of law school and they can argue this. Your arrest should be null and void because it was illegal. Yeah. Oh, remember I told you God don't like ugly? Weather Service is predicting a 60% chance of rain on Saturday, June 14th in Washington, D.C., with a chance of thunderstorms after 2 p.m. Isn't that parade supposed to start at about 6 or 6:30, something like that? It might get rained out. So all this lies and bullshit, grifting and stealing y'all been doing and trying to keep doing, God don't like ugly. He called Mother Nature, said, hey, Mother Nature, look here. I need you to let it rain and rain real good in D.C. on June 14th. Mother Nature said, bet. Consider it done. Look, y'all flood y'all social media tomorrow with all kinds of stuff on President. See, I said President, not Mr. Obama. Because you see, oh boy, Taco, Trump always chickens out. Yeah, he can't stand Obama. And okay, y'all don't want to do that. You do Biden. Matter of fact, do anybody but him. Because he's Mr. Trump. He's not President Trump. Mr. Trump, according to the New York Times. Have a good one, y'all.